My dear humans, I am Ferruccio Bilic. I'm going to talk now about Carter, James Carter, Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter deserves more thanks than he got in life. Okay, let's first make a little retrospective of a few presidents before Jimmy Carter. I could go back all the way, but I will not. Let's start with the Nixon administration, okay? Nixon administration, first one, started very interesting with his vice president, Spiro Agnew, had to resign because he was caught as a crook. Therefore, in the very beginning of his administration, Nixon had no vice president. He then chose Gerald Ford, was a representative, the House of the Representatives, in Congress. That was not that bright either. Okay. From the Nixon administration, every single one of the top persons in the government went to jail. Nixon didn't go to jail. Why? Because when he resigned in the second administration, his vice president, Gerald Ford, pardoned him. But the rest of them, Mitchell, Haldeman, everybody else, went to jail. Imagine, even in the Secretary of Justice, Mitchell, it's comic, right? But you see, Americans are also naive. It's not a peculiarity of other people. Even the Americans are very naive. When you pointed out to the Americans that was a crooked administration, they said, no. Then the Ford administration also was, let's see, the guy probably got hit on the head too often when playing American football. He was a little slow in thinking. Okay, then that's why Jimmy Carter won the presidency. Was a breath of fresh air because after so much crook people, a peanut grower from Georgia come to be the president of the United States was a nice refreshment. But you see, still he had to fight against the system, right? But now let's talk about Carter, especially. Uh, I knew Carter personally when, in commemorating the 200 years of the independence of the United States in 1976, uh, Emperor Hirohito, the guy from the Second World War, okay, that was still in charge of Japan and came to visit. It was the first and only visit to the United States. And Carter was the one that received him in the White House. And I had the pleasure to be introduced to the emperor by Jimmy Carter. What the heck was doing a guy that's not American in the White House being introduced to the Emperor of Japan by the president. It was funny, but let me explain to you. At that time, I was doing my PhD dissertation and was collecting and processing data of my PhD dissertation in the U.S. Department of Transportation. And also I was helping then consulting in a few projects. Okay. And I was in the office of the secretary doing this stuff, consulting for projects such as the regulation of the air travel system, okay? The problem with Concorde, the development of SST, supersonic transportation in the US, and a lot of other things. And also I was writing this PhD dissertation that involved data about air travel. And also I was studying supersonic travel, supersonic air transportation, okay? And the US Department of Transportation was looking for someone to represent the US Department of Transportation in the ceremony in the White House with the Emperor of Japan. And everybody, because still remember from the war, some of them did fight in the war and were the sons and daughters of people that fought in the war. And they had misgiving going to this. But I was not. Okay. That was not my problem. Okay. And I willingly went to represent the U.S. Department of Transportation in this ceremony in the White House with the Emperor of Japan. Okay. It was a nice cocktail party. And that's how I got introduced to the Hirohito, the Emperor of Japan, not by anyone, but by Jimmy Carter. The good thing is that Jimmy Carter was doing a good thing, was finalizing the dressing of the wounds between Japan and the United States. Okay? Don't forget that when Japan lost the war, Japan became a kind of colony of the United States. And there was a lot of misgivings and not a very good acceptance between them. But in 1976, by the commemoration of the 200 years of the independence of the United States, was a good moment to cover and finish with this misgiving. That's why Emperor Hirohito came to the United States for the first and only time to visit the United States. And I was representing the government, the workers or the people that work in the government. Even though I was just a little consultant, okay? And it was a good experience. At that moment also, in 4th of July of 1976, was the biggest and longest firework display that I saw in my life. 35 minutes of fireworks that I contemplated laying down in the grass in front of the Washington Monument and vis-a-vis to the White House. Okay, it was a very good, very beautiful spectacle. Okay, 35 minutes of firework. You see, the Washington Monument is the one that is our obelisk in the center of Washington, D.C. Okay. Carter then was the not crooked government. After so many crooked government that had been in place in the United States, Carter was an honest government. Did the best that he could. Had difficulty, of course, because he was more kind of dovish, not a hawkist. He was more peace-oriented and not war-oriented. And in the United States, it seems that have a vocation to be more war-oriented. Okay. But he did a lot of good things. From the project that I was working in the U.S. Department of Transportation, they had excellent results. The deregulation of air transportation system in the United States, of course, some of the company went down, okay? Like Pan Am, there were some mergers, things like that. But overall, the system became more efficient. The airfares fell, and the quality of service improved. Everything improved. Okay. As a matter of fact, we had already at that time simulated the impact of the regulation. And we knew beforehand which one of the company would have problem. And when they will have problem. We even oriented these companies to do some things to avoid having problems in order to survive in this new environment of the regulation. Some of them could and did and became very efficient, and some of them were very old already, mastodontic and difficult to change, and didn't survive. Like Pan Am was one of them. And what happened in reality did match what we did simulate and verify with mathematical models what would happen. Okay? Therefore, we knew beforehand, several years beforehand, what would happen, how to avoid, and if you don't avoid, what would happen. And another problem that was solved at the moment is to finish with the SST. SST was a supersonic transportation. If you remember, France and United Kingdom decided to develop airplane for supersonic air travel, the Concorde. Okay, and they did that. They even invited the United States to join that, and the United States said, "No, I don't want to do it. I have other things that are more important." And the French and the British went ahead and developed the Concorde. That was a very good technological development. Okay. When the Americans saw that the Concorde was existing, was a true technological breakthrough, tried to catch up, and what they did, the government dumped $2 billion into Boeing and said, build the SST, supersonic travel. But when you are doing something in a hurry, it becomes a sloppy job, okay? And there were a lot of mistakes in the project. Although the project was stamped top secret, it was a piece of shit. Starting with the manufacturing for supersonic air travel, they did it wrong. They estimated wrong. Not everybody would find out. The American, none of them did find out that the thing were wrong. Okay, they burned $2 billion, and based on wrong assumptions, wrong modeling. I knew because I was doing a PhD dissertation on the stuff. I knew how the equation should be, not the junk stuff that they did. And also the technological details of supersonic air travel, they were far behind the Concorde, okay? But we did buried $2 billion buried in the sand. Stop. No solution for this. But also, you see, when you don't develop something, you try to hurt other people's technology. And the most important thing for the Concorde was landing in New York, okay? JFK Airport. What they find out that the neighborhood did complain, noise of 120 decibel in the takeoff is too noisy. They are only very rich people that live around there, and they are not there most of the time. But we, US Department of Transportation, did get Concorde to land in Dulles Air Force in the boondocks of Washington, 40 miles away from the center of Washington. Therefore, you did take more time to go from the airport to downtown than to come from Europe to the US. Ridiculous. But, okay, what's important is, my dear fellow, Jimmy Carter, he bared this thing, he approved the regulation, they approved the new communication system for transportations, things like that. And a lot of other good, interesting things. And such a good guy that even he got Peace Nobel Prize because he's a nice guy, okay? A very honest one, very peaceful one, very congenial, okay? It finished patching up relationship with Japan and other countries, and also gives a new, fresh breath of honesty in the government. Not that there were many people trying to take advantage in the Carter government, okay? Even the US Department of Transportation, very often I had to, even with this PT project, just to get a few millions of advantage. Even one was won by, I hope that they don't remember that, but Santa Fe wanted that the US Department paid them to do an experiment of pigback. God damn it, there is no such, no problem in doing this thing. Why do I need to be paid for putting a truck or a container in a wagon train and carry? Okay, but you see, everyone wants to get a little money here, money there, so on. But we have to be very straight, honest, and try to be more efficient, and so on and so forth. That's why I prize the Carter administration as being a very good and honest and useful administration for the United States and for the world also. Okay, and I take the opportunity to give this deployment about Carter because he was such nice guy and deserves all the reverence and appraisal that we give to him. Okay, because he was bright, honest, hardworking. Okay, what else do you want from a person? Thanks, Carter, for your existence. You did a very good, you live a very good life. Rosalind was a very good person, and you almost went together. Okay, I hope that everybody can see and follow these ideas of Carter. Jimmy Carter deserves a lot of praise. Thank you for your attention, and thank you, Carter, for the opportunity to have met you and in such a interesting time.